this? I don't see the live stream. I don't know if you do.
I do not. I'm just making sure that I'm doing my part, which is mostly to talk.
Yeah.
But I also like so this is something that's been a thing throughout video games, but right now I'm looking at the character that we've created, and that does not look like my hair, and that is cool because advances in hair have been slow and long coming when it comes to African American hair or African hair, and
Sure.
yeah, it's really good to see how Bluepoint has been working to make this work. Also, I would love to have just like a tattoo crown. That'd be cool.
A tattoo crown?
Yeah, that's kind of what it looks like from here.
A crown tattoo?
Yeah,
something like that. Yeah, I agree. I think that there's a lot of times where throughout history and like character creation stuff, which I mean, either RPGs or wrestling games, you create your own character, and you'd have all these different representations, if you will, of white, and then you'd have a handful of people of color, and they create the. I'm not saying they were racist, but they definitely steered into certain archetypes, and it's really nice to see this type of representation.
Yeah, and for me, it's about progress, and I do not make games; I just play them, but it's very exciting for me when I see that other people have managed to make progress. And like we were talking about before, it's the community working together, because they are it's like with phones and everything. It's, somebody picks up something, it's like, oh, somebody else goes, yeah, I can do that, but I think I can do this part better, and the continued evolution of how things are going.
Sure.
I started Dragon Age Inquisition last night.
How's that?
It's fun. It's good. It's funny to play a game that's it's not old by any stretch of the imagination, but the way that games have evolved, even even since 2014, that's only a couple of years ago, but the ways that things are like, well, we wouldn't put up with that nonsense today. But yeah, the Demon Souls character creator is a lot of fun. I remember making a character and seeing, this was the first game I ever saw, and I don't know that I've seen it since. The original Demon Souls on PlayStation 3 had a slider for gender, and I thought that was very interesting. But
yeah, here is not much of a slider, but you can choose as your foundation. You have more masculine or feminine.
Yeah.
In regards to presentation.
Yeah.
So
I also really like the Bluepoint did away with some of the restrictions that had been on armor before, and that was really nice. But yeah. So,
yeah, that's good stuff. Did they do away with the restrictions completely, or does it still depend on body type?
So I'm not going to declare definitively. I know that they did away with at least some of it, and so that's happy.
Yeah, it is. Let's go in. Yeah, I'm still not seeing. I'll let this play.
King Alant the 12th, by channeling the power of souls, brought unprecedented prosperity to his northern kingdom of Boletaria. That is, until the colorless deep fog swept across the land. Boletaria was cut off from the outside world, and those who dared penetrate the deep fog never returned. But Phalanx of the Royal Twin Fangs broke free from the fog and told the world of Boletaria's plight. That the old King Alant had roused the Old One, the great beast below the Nexus, from its eternal slumber, and that a colorless fog had swept in, unleashing terrible demons. The demons hunt down men and claim their souls. Those who lose their souls lose also their minds. The mad attack the sane, and chaos reigns. Phalanx also spoke of the enticing power of the demon souls. Each time a demon claims a human soul, the demon's own soul is invigorated by the life force, and the power of a mature demon soul is beyond human imagination. The legend spread quickly. Mighty warriors lured by the possibilities braved the fissure to breach the accursed land, but none have returned. Pure of the Twin Fangs, yet the silent chief, Saint Urbane, Scurva the Wanderer, the sixth Saint Astraea with her Night Garl Vinland, and Sage Frake the Visionary. The colorless deep fog slowly creeps beyond Boletaria's borders. Humankind faces a slow and steady extinction. The deep fog will eventually swallow all lands near and far. But Boletaria has one final hope. A lone warrior who has braved the baneful fog. Has the land found its savior? Or have the demons
Yeah, we'll do
found a
Journey to the
new
Nexus. I always want to do
slave?
Journey to see if I can kill the Vanguard early.
Yeah. So one of the things that you had pointed out to me is that there are two vanguards in the game.
Brave soul
The
who
first one
fears
is
not
the one
death.
in the Shrine of Storms, and the difference between the two.
I shall guide you to the fissure.
I really like the splitting of the wall via lightning.
So that you may
that's
lull
it.
the old one back to slumber.
But the difference between the Vanguard in this area and in the other area is that this one is chained and the other one is not. I think that's an interesting design choice.
Interesting. I'm going to kill this guy, and then I'm going to check our video real quick. I can edit it together later. I stopped our stream because it's not working, apparently. So,
Okay.
but I'm almost certain that our video is recording fine, so I'm going to double check that because that was a snafu earlier. Hold on.
All right.
You'll still be able to hear me, obviously. Just making sure that it saves with the new and we're back. The smoothness also in the rolls and everything, because we have it's not omnidirectional, but 8-way rolling in this game now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And another thing that I really like that they do is that they actually created different move sets for different weapons. However, the timing remains the same.
Yeah.
So Bluepoint managed to change things without changing the player experience, which is why they're the best.
Especially for this, just the respect that they have for the source material. Because if there were a handful of frames difference in one weapon versus another, the community would figure it out, and people would start favoring one weapon versus another because over time one weapon would do more damage or have advantage.
Right, and there would be a quote unquote correct way to play the thing. And
Yep.
That's one of the things that I've always enjoyed about these is there's so many different viable options, and it's in many ways a matter of preference. First time I played through this game, I never put any points into health at any point, and
At all.
at all, and that has continued to be my default mode for Souls games, because I just like the whole, best defense is good offense, and if I can throw magic as you are doing now, then I want to do that.
Yeah, and then just outwit them, which I think is more of a, in regards to dodging and all that, people don't think about that, but that's, part of the intelligence of being like a sorcerer. You would be smart enough to anticipate these moves that people are making and just get out of the way.
Yep. Smart enough to not be where the damage is.
It's fire over there. I don't want fire over me before I move. Now we get slightly more difficult enemies, which won't matter very soon. But I do like that obviously Blue Point didn't do that, but that's just the class. That's just the amazing design of Demon Souls.
Yeah. And I do still hope that they'll bring some kind of an expansion of some kind, or something that lets us get that last Archstone. But the fact that we have the real game is the fun part.
Sure.
Getting 12 damage. So because of the way that damage scales, and damage reduction, things like that, even if I remember correctly, even after a couple of levels pumped into magic damage, you continue to do 12 damage for a very, very long time. And I think that's hilarious. It's just
when they're blocking.
When they're blocking, yeah, they block the magic bolt, and it's like, yeah, you're not as cool as you think you are. I can block your magic, and yeah,
That's perfect. Where is there? I'm just making sure you can hear me here. Cool. All right. Paranoid about losing video now.
understandable.
Yeah. So that's why we have different setups here versus versus doing the TheLanCave show, keeping those separate so they don't get wrecked. Trying to change from one to another. Mistakes. That's not what I'm here for.
That's what I'm looking for.
You're here to laugh
Mistakes.
at me.
Well, I mean, mistakes are the process of learning.
Sure.
And that's how we get that. Is we make mistakes and go, oh, I don't want that result. Let's try something else.
Yes.
So if
Now-
you're making mistakes in your life, you should just, be more like Demon Souls.
Yeah.
Roll more and just try again. It's okay.
Yeah. Now the question is, how do you get around when you keep making the same mistake over and over again? 'Cause that's what a lot of people struggle with.
Sometimes
That's right. I can two-hand my weapon. Don't let him jump. Or you jump, but don't let him jump on you. And yeah, two-handing the weapon, I think, would probably be... I think we were testing this before, and it's not that it's better, but just stay behind him, as Kevin said.
Yep. And don't run out of stamina. Keep an eye on that. Try to taunt the jump move, because you die. So I think it's interesting. The Vanguard really didn't when we first saw it.
Oh, the new design?
Yeah, it seemed like they were trying to make it like overly grotesque and things like that. And Miyazaki has been really good about not making things gross or morbid for the sake of being gross and morbid.
Yep, and there I go. I got stuck, my bad.
Yeah. But the creatures, because like So I don't remember the details of this, but there was a
Soul
particular
of the
creature
lost
that
withdrawn
he gave
from
to
its
the
vessel.
designers and said, okay, so what have you got for this?
Let
They're like,
strength
oh, yeah,
be
he's
granted so
like
the world
super,
might be
super
mended.
like decayed and like just falling apart.
Soul of
He's
the
really gross and
lost
scary. And he's
withdrawn
like,
from its
right,
vessel.
but what is his day-to-day life though? Oh, old monk's hat there in the background.
Very nice.
That's so. For those of you who haven't played this particular one or recognize the giant cone hat from the other time, and so this time we're talking to Crestfallen for each one because he has some of the
We
scene-setting dialogue.
That's true. Yeah, we don't want to forget it.
Well, you slipped through the fissure too, did you? You came for demon souls? Or to save this land and be remembered as a hero? Hunting for demons? Try one of the archstones. Now go. That is why you came, is it not? To this accursed Boletaria?
And again, the character redesigns, fleshing out, no pun intended, but fleshing out these characters.
You came for demon souls? Or to save this land and be remembered as a hero? But it's all the same. You're just another prisoner of the Nexus. We're welcome here. As long as we keep slashing up demons.
Also, really, so they got a lot of the same voice actors to record, but I think the voice talent that they found to replace some of the roles, I think did very well. I don't remember who it was, but in the Dark Souls games, a lot of characters' dialogue ends with some kind of laugh, and that's just kind of a running. It's gotten so intense it's become almost a running joke. But I do think that the characters are more relatable with the new voice acting. I really like it. Plus they got my maiden back, so I'm
This
very
is
happy
true.
for her.
They kept who they needed to keep, and the others are either, like you said, they're either the same actor, or I agree they've been improved in a way that even old school fans like us can agree that they're better, that it's a better take on the character, without saying like, oh, I wish it was the original. Okay, sure, but at the same time, I think they're better.
You new here? Are you here for my services?
He's original.
The name's Baldwin. I'm just an ordinary blacksmith. It's simple. Just bring me all the souls you can. In trade, I'll give you weapons, or forge the ones you already have. With your souls, I can eke out a living. And with my weapons, you can go on living. Not a bad deal, eh?
And we're basically only going to repair stuff with him during this playthrough. I think. I don't think we'll be upgrading much with our magic
If
build.
you hadn't heard, there's another blacksmith at the entrance to Stone Fang Mine. He's an eccentric old man. He knows his trade well. He's the only sane one left in a town of soul-starved men. If you do meet him, no, forget it. That stubborn old ne'er-do-well will just chase you off.
I think it's
If you
interesting
come
that
back
he
alive,
doesn't mention that he's
I
his
need
brother.
your business.
He doesn't. He just calls him an old man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Different things you have to stitch together yourself in this game. And then we have Stockpile Thomas, who's probably my favorite.
I love Stockpile Thomas.
And he's always been overt in regards to his story, where the others are holding back, and he's very honest to the point where I didn't trust him when I played the game originally. Like, hold on, I can give you all my stuff. Like, is he gonna run off with it? Is this okay?
Yeah.
And you can trust him.
I'm Stockpile Thomas.
dialogue.
When the Scourge came, I didn't know what hit me. When I came to, I found myself here in this Nexus. My wife and daughter fell victim to the demons. But I would be worthless in battle. At the very least, I hope to lend my assistance to you brave slayers of demons. I would be happy to lighten your load and look after any excess baggage. When the Scourge came, I abandoned my wife and daughter and fled like a coward. When I came to, I was in this Nexus. I haven't dared venture outside these walls since. I wish I could do more, but I am ignorant of the world beyond these walls. My candle maiden cared for me during my first days here. She says very little, but has a kind heart. She's just the age my young daughter would have been. Poor girl. Trapped here with her eyes occluded by wax. If only something could be done to help her.
So there's little
Best
bits
of luck
of
to you.
there's little bits of information there that he doesn't outright say, but it's a question of how long has this been going on? Because he talks about fleeing, and then he says the maiden would be the same age as his daughter would have been, as in, if she'd been alive, she would have aged up to that. So it tells us this didn't happen just like, last week.
Well, but there's also, for me, the time in the Nexus. I mean, there's no outside of the Nexus, and so I think that
Sure.
I think that the Nexus keeps them alive, but I don't know if it keeps them cognizant of their surroundings. But
Sure,
I think
sure.
it's time to kill stuff.
I think it is too. That's what I was going to say. We could keep talking to NPCs. We've gotten all the initial dialogue out of the way. The others will not. We're not going to miss anything talking to the others, right? At least, not until we're not going to miss it if we keep going. I'm gonna have to watch the original. I don't remember I don't remember what if there even was a opening cutscene like that.
There was a flyby, and a landing by the dragon.
Okay.
So if anybody wants to compare this to the old one, we have a full Demon Souls playthrough up on the channel.
That's right. That's right. And got all in that run. There is all every single world tendency event occurs. Yep. And we're gonna try to do that again with the new one. It's gonna be so good. It's gonna be so good. And then eventually we'll be doing a co-op run of this game, and that's gonna be awesome.
Very much looking forward to that. So the gate that you just looked at is where Meralda's down there, right?
Yep, Executioner Meralda or Miranda, I can't remember. Meralda?
I think so.
Yeah, she's right up there, I think. Yeah. Which we can't get in here until we have White World Tendency. Pure White World Tendency at that point. And World Tendency is the reason that we'll be killing ourselves in the Nexus repeatedly during the playthrough. World Tendency is how the world reacts to your actions. And then there's also Character Tendency, which is how your character how your character changes based on your actions. Is I think the easiest way to put it. It's complex, but the world adapts to you, and you adapt to your world. It's kind of how I describe it.
So double checked, and it is Executioner Meralda.
Meralda.
One of my favorite moments or memories, I guess, of the first time that I played this was the first time I ever died to these guys. Because the first time I'm like, ha, got this. And then eventually I got cocky, and yeah, arrogance is a
It will.
Arrogance
It will.
is far more dangerous than anything.
I can't tell you how many times I was having a pretty good run, had a good amount of souls in my pocket, and boom, made a small mistake that killed me. Like this guy may fall and make it. There he goes.
Yep. There's his mistake of the day.
Yep. I feel like they almost did that on purpose just to warn people of these
Absolutely.
pits. Yeah. Like, let's make the AI really dumb here.
And there's a lot of situations where like the base level or the journey to the Nexus, it's the official course, but there's a lot of situations that get set up in the game that teach people how to
Oh, like all this dark close combat stuff. Yeah.
And a lot of situations where, like up here is one of the first times where you're going to face multiple enemies. Yeah, figuring out draw one. Yeah, just a lot of different combat things that it teaches you.
Sure, because that would totally overwhelm if you've never fought against multiple enemies. And I don't think I did a good job demonstrating that at all. But yeah, fighting and here, just don't be, kind of warning you, don't be overzealous. Yeah, if you're a new player, you're gonna have a bad time if you're not paying attention. Yeah,
And
which.
Going through each of those, yay, mail breaker.
Yeah. I did find it funny. I don't know if you've seen this, but there's people who have been pretty upset. They got their new PlayStation 5, and this was supposed to be the best game, so they picked it up, and they didn't know what they were getting at. They didn't know what they were getting into.
Yeah.
And of course, the Souls community just said, tough, like.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with the game.
Yep, on the Kind of Funny group and a few others on Facebook, and others were saying like this game's not great. It actually kind of sucks, and people replying, no, you're wrong. Like the game is good. You just need to get good.
Yeah, and which is not to say that it's a perfect game. No game is.
And it's not for everyone.
Yeah, and that's also a thing that I think the Souls community as a whole has gotten better at is yeah, there's a get good mentality, but there's also there's a welcoming and helpful community because I continue to play these games and I continue to be okay at them mostly, but the big thing for me is for a lot of bosses I'll
Sure.
but being able to kind of customize, like co-op is easy mode.
Yes.
Because having somebody go through and help me, and I enjoy the camaraderie of getting to enjoy something with people that
Yeah.
I mean, there's not many situations where a stranger on the internet can make can make my experience consistently better. But here we are.
This is true. So it's very true. And as you were talking about that, speaking of like working with others and everything, I realized I did start my playthrough online. I meant to start this character and keep offline for world tendency purposes, which will make it harder because I wouldn't be able to bring someone into my world. Can't do co-op, and I think that if I go into online, it will affect world tendency as soon as I do so, which is unfortunate if you're wanting to get all of the world tendency events and the trophies.
Yeah, but I believe that by dying in the Nexus, we've protected this particular run, and that's the important thing.
That's true. But we haven't had to die in the Nexus, but we will very soon. I believe that, but I think that the world tendency of the online community pushes you lighter or darker. Not that you. That's why people will stay offline in their playthroughs because of the events of others will affect yours. And I don't know how that aggregates. But we're early on. People are going pretty. It's going pretty white in regards to white world tendency. So it's not affecting us too much yet. Should we get our? Let's get the crossbow, I guess, while we're here.
Yeah. So the crossbow is one of the early ranged weapons, particularly if you're playing without magic. Getting this weapon can be very, very helpful.
Completely agree. I was trying to see, is there a way to hit that? Not that I'm going to try to do it, but that was very close. Yeah, like I wonder if there's a way to land on that. There's no items over there, so
yeah,
there's not a need to do it. Yeah, I don't think I definitely want to hit all of the world tendency events. I'd like to get all the trophies and that I can in the first playthrough, and I'll probably do continued playthroughs to at one time get the platinum. One day get the platinum for this, but I don't think I'll be doing the hidden door and the armor. I don't know if you're going to try to go for that.
I am, but you can only get it in New Game Plus by going into the Fractured World and picking up everything. So I like the penetrator armor set, but I don't know.
That's a lot. That's a lot to, and especially in a game that in order to even do all of the terrible here. I was going to say in a game that if you really want to get everything done with like white world tendency and white world tendency, black world tendency, and then white character tendency, black character tendency, that's already a lot to go through.
Absolutely.
And then Blue Point's like, okay, I'll give you even more, and the community absolutely loves it. I mean, it's almost like a badge of honor to grab that armor.
I think you missed a ledge back there.
Yeah, I did. This is an important one too. Cut both sides.
Yep.
So pretty. Let's take a moment here. Look at that. Like not only the draw distance, but it's just so pretty. And we're gonna go to all those places, or most of them. We don't have the
how much more detail they were able to put into like the banners and things, and you get kind of a sense of, well, this is the world. This is what we're trying to do.
And they also did it in a way that still kept the darkness. It doesn't. The art style still says this is not a happy place. It's gloomy, even though the colors are a little brighter and it's prettier. It's still ugly in its prettiness.
Yeah,
It's not
cling ring.
unattractive. Yeah, claim ring. And old ragged clothes. So this is what I was curious about. I think this is... Was it female only?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if that's still the same here. I should have tested that.
Okay, so it does say type A.
It does say type A. So, yep. So we still have a... The question is, I think that's body type, because I think you can start your character... You start your character A, B, and then
Yes.
your body type you can then adjust. So I'm guessing that it's not your base character, but your body type. Which, while it's not perfect, at least it does say, hey, you can present either way, no matter what your character, what you started as does not mean that's how you present yourself.
Yeah.
Which is how life is.
And it's so again, going back to like role playing and things like that in games. There are a lot of decisions that can be made as a character, and whether they affect anything or not in the game, they're fun to mess around with. The Red Eye Knight's down there. We're not messing with that dude right now.
Not right now. Not right now.
He's terrifying.
It can be a bit of a time sink too, and he does regenerate. So here, Ostrava's down here. I've been clearing out some stuff before I go see him. I think that it makes it a little easier. You could jump down there, and he'll ask you to help. But I'm going to clear out some enemies before I do that. So we still get the dialogue, but we don't risk losing him.
Yep.
We're going to keep... Yeah. And we're not going to... I think you and I discussed this. We're not going to do the Mistopheles quest line.
Yeah, her intent to kill everyone who knows anything about the soul arts is we're not really down for that.
No. So which means we will kill Yurt. Is it Yurt? Yeah.
Yes.
We're gonna kill.
Bolateria.
Yes, we're gonna kill him because he's gonna start killing people. And the magic regen on here I like. Makes the game a little easier.
I like having the option of a ranged thing that doesn't have to worry about running out, and that's one of the reasons that you like. I typically start on the with a royal, and yeah,
it's easy. I think the royal's easy mode. That's how I feel about it. I mean, not that it's perfectly easy, but it's easier.
yeah.
He looks so dingy.
Good day to you. Care to look over my wares? Mostly stolen, but who's telling, eh?
And I think I'm good. I think I'm good on grass too. I don't think I really need anything. I was thinking about fire bombs. I'm good on that. We can always come get some stuff from him later. I don't need plate armor. Yeah, I think I'm good.
Brave knight or lowly fodder? The demons snatched their souls regardless of their station, plummeting them all into madness. And those who dare cling to their humanity were hunted down. It is the end of great Boletaria as we know it. But hell, at least the demons don't send us to our deaths in battle. There's this skinny fellow, clad in the most lavish armor, who's always mumbling about some mission. He's another one who's managed to stay sane, like yourself. Probably some pampered little lordling by the looks of his attire. I'd give an arm just for the buttons off his shirt. It is the end of great, but hell, at least the demons don't send us to our... Go ahead, take your time. I'm not going anywhere.
Which is funny because he does. I'm not going anywhere. Yeah, you are. I mean, we don't lose him, but he does change locations. Yeah, I think we're good. So this is exactly who he was talking about, which is Ostrava. Am I not?
You have to fall down from the stairs.
I thought you could jump.
I don't think so. There's specific.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I never knew that was there. I've always come from the stairs, and there's a particular angle you can do.
Yeah. I don't know if they changed that. So we're gonna switch over to the Cling Ring.
Yay, cling ring.
Yeah. Which we'll be using the Cling Ring quite a bit.
That was a bold leap. A surprise indeed. Well, now that you are here, pray thee, fend off these dreglings.
Just ordering me around.
That was well. Now that you are here.
And I think, with how hidden, mash these guys real quick as it gets loud. With how secret and hidden all the lore is. Oops, that was terrible. I think we can talk about who Ostrava is.
Yeah.
My
so
thanks
Ostrava
for your brave rescue.
Is one of
I am
the...
Ostrava of Boletaria. Accept this as a token of my gratitude.
Sorry, I didn't think I was going to trigger it.
Good.
Yep.
And the brass telescope was one of my favorite items in the original game because it allowed me to look more at the scenery, and it's definitely something that we'll be using to take a look at some of the vistas.
Yeah.
But Ostrava, in the opening sequence, it talks about his and trying to find help, basically. And his brother back in. I love invincibility while backstabbing. Very important.
Yes, it is. I love that he just kind of tucked his way over here. I know that wasn't meant to be that way, but it wasn't on purpose. Yeah, so his brother was the one in the opening, right? I was sorry.
Phalanx.
It's hard to. Yeah. And I do like his. If you continue to help him, you get to kind of see his journey and understanding of the world around him and what it's become, and you see him go from being this pompous, person who expects everything from him to realizing how far the world has come, because he's a prince. I guess the only remaining prince.
And he's out the way when he's walking.
Oh, sure. No. It's like, no, dude, I'm gonna make sure you don't die. you stay over there. Yeah, and if you do let him die, you get the mausoleum key early. I think he gives it to you. Doesn't he end up giving it to you after like the second or third?
Yeah, I think down in the tunnels you get the ring.
The key?
Yes.
Yeah.
So now we're just about to the point where we can leave him to wander.
And now we go. Yeah. I think we can talk to him one more time. I think he has one more bit of dialogue.
Now I take my leave. There is something I must do.
Yeah, his armor is pretty though. I get what the was it? What's that vendor? Dredgling vendor? It's not the Filthy Man.
No, that is the Filthy Man.
That is? I thought the Filthy Man was the one in Stonefang.
I could be wrong.
Yeah, they're different. There's a different guy in Stonefang. This vendor moves to the tunnels, and then there's a separate vendor in Stonefang.
Okay.
Yeah. When you can actually tell the difference in the new version.
And you are the one here is the dredge.
That's right. Okay. And separate from this, I'll probably do a video on my own of on the bridge killing the dragon, because that's just a long waste of time. But I think I think it's good to do for character tendency or world tendency. Probably do that as a separate thing.
I like pushing that dude off. That's fun.
Man, I still have there's my scimitar. It's like I was waiting for it. No. And speaking of Souls games, because it's kind of like a Souls game, did you finish Fallen Order?
Oh, no, it's definitely not like a Souls game. So I
it's a Metroidvania. Yeah.
Yeah. So I actually reached a point where my Jedi was told not to come to a place, and he said, "No, I'm gonna come here. This is my quest, and I'm the good guy or something."
Yeah.
So this ledge is actually a great place while I'm talking about Jedi and stuff.
Sure.
To go ahead and test out that viewing device and pull out the telescope and look at the world. But in Star Wars lore, there are the Night Sisters, and they use the Force for magic. I love the sparks coming up from the embers coming up from the fires.
Yeah.
But yeah. She said, don't come anywhere near here. Jedi are full of lies and half-truths to serve their own ends, and death follows them. And I was like, yeah, you're not wrong. But yeah, I was about to finish off a society, like an entire people, basically finish off genocide started by Count Dooku. And I was like, I'm good. I also love the pioneers, how different they are from the others, and how much you have to change. Based on the fact that they have so much more range than everybody else at this point.
That's so true. The range and protection. So you can run up and they're blocking you, and if you don't run up, they stab you. So I guess I'll do a little peek over here. I'll try to get these rings again. So we got a red dragon and a blue dragon, and if you go down here, lots of items, it's bait. That's bait. You go down there and you get flamed by the red dragon, and the blue dragon has a whippy tail. So we're gonna bait the dragon, and it's a little trick.
We are slightly sneakier than a dragon.
That's right. And if you want to get these items early, then follow my lead and trick the dragon into thinking that you're going to be over here. Not yet. Not yet.
Wait a second.
Come on. Come on. I do like, though, it's not a constant, barrage here, as we'll see in. It's not.
You need to stay
A little
up there
bit
for a
further.
little bit. Well, it's more than you have to stay up there until the dragon is.
Yeah. I like that in comparison to the Dark Souls 1 Dragon Bridge. This one they kind of let you fight these enemies before. There we go. May or may not get it. I think I may get it, though. He's busy on the bridge, and if we run over here, we can get here before he can come back. And don't get hit by the blue dragon.
So I do encourage anyone watching. These games are a great deal of fun to go through blind. My first time, I was oh shoot! I definitely didn't know necessarily what was going on, and it's fun to go in just the enjoyment of discovery, of not knowing what's around the next corner.
Oh sure.
And it's been a minute since I've been able to experience that in Demon Souls, but Miyazaki games are consistently they're just fun to explore and see what's so I convinced my little brother to play, I believe it was Dark Souls 3 with me at one point, and I knew he was hooked when he came into a room, like chasing an enemy down or something, and came into a room and died to like 3 enemies that he hadn't seen, and he laughed. I was like, okay,
yep,
you get it now.
So I missed like 2 items, so I'm gonna go down. No, I agree, and eventually we'll get Elden Ring, and we'll be able to have some new exploration. I venture to guess it's going to be very different than what we've been used to, but I cannot wait, especially with it being Miyazaki and George R.R. Martin. I don't think that the delay has anything to do with Martin. I know that that's the ongoing joke.
So as someone who read the first 3 books of The Song of Ice and Fire in 2001, I'm just going to assume all delays are Martin. Because he's put out 2 books since then.
Yep, I'd heard, or at least that what we've been told is that he went. Martin went to Japan for, I don't know if it was like 3 weeks or 4 weeks, where he kind of info dumped and brainstormed with Miyazaki in regards to the world, in regards to the backstory and the creating all that, and then he left. So I think that's all he's actually doing, but we'll see. Not to downplay what he's doing, I just mean that I don't think he needs to be further involved. I think now it's all Miyazaki's team. So good.
So you can't do photo mode during the cutscenes, right?
No, not during the cutscenes.
Okay. Photo mode is one of those things that we come to kind of expect from games, and I'm really grateful to have it in this game.
I can't even remember how to get to it. I know I've seen. Is it? Oh, it is there. Okay. Is it here? Maybe capture broadcast. No.
That's screenshot, but there's a photo mode. It's frequently L3R3.
There it is.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if I can. Looks like you the center whatever you call it, center pad left to head over there, and then you can go into photo mode. Right. Of course, I'm blinking during the photo. But yeah, you can zoom. You can. There's a limit too, which is good. So you can't try to sneak around the corner and see what dangers lurk around the corner. So I like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, people are using that extensively, not only to get some really pretty photos, but also, to understand the world. And that's how we found out about the whole. Well, not how we found out about the door, but we knew that there was something behind it. Dang, I'm doing terrible here. What? There's my first death. That's what happens. I'm busy talking about things, not really paying attention. But that's okay.
It's all right. I believe in you. And
Yeah.
so we opened the gate, but we didn't get down. The gate at the bottom that will open that'll let us get there quicker.
Correct. So we unfortunately have to go through a lot of what we have to go through a lot of what we've already done in order to get back to where we were. We didn't finish the shortcut, but that's okay.
There is a slight difference. It's not huge, but there is a slight difference in the animation if you're two-handing a weapon for a backstab. And things like that. I believe it was like the character will just briefly drop their stuff. I was gonna say you can just go up the stairs.
I think I go up the stairs. There's a lot of enemies all together there, and I'm wondering if that'll be a problem.
Well, we will see.
We're gonna find out. I think I can roll past and trick them.
I believe in you, Patrick.
Try. No, you can't. No, you can't get me. I had a force field. You can't do that.
Yeah, I think waiting in this hallway and just stabbing them as they come is probably a good idea.
Or some magics. Yep. Totally is. And I don't want to die and lose my souls. They kind of piled up there.
Yep.
That's it's actually I know I've told the story before, but when this game came out, and back when G4 was a thing, and G4 was going to be a thing again, but hearing Adam Sessler on G4 describe that, oh yeah, all your experience points are souls, and if you die, all your experience points and your currency is souls, and if you die, it just stays where you died, and you've got to go corpse run it. And if you die doing that, it's gone forever. And a lot of people that I know went, nope, I'm good. And immediately I was like, I'm up for that challenge. And I think that's what keeps a lot of people away, feeling like the game is too difficult. But while the game is difficult, it's never unfair.
It's certainly something that it's not necessarily that the game gets easy after you've played a bunch of them, but we get better and we learn to adapt and learn what to look for, and that's a lot of well, you'll hear people talking about the design of the language of it, because
Sure.
in a lot of ways the design of games and being literate in games, you know, that you generally go to the right, and you look for something like this, and you go and find it. But there's a different kind of loyalty to Dark Souls and Demon Souls and such. Learning to read the signs that the Miyazaki sends.
Yeah, I figured I'd go through here. We could just blast through it, but I don't want Estrada to die. And that Blue Knight, I think, is the only thing that gives him a real threat to him. So
Yeah.
go ahead and kill that.
Helping our friends.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll rescue all of them during this playthrough, and correctly label all the videos. So, and I think I'll probably do some videos specifically on on rescuing each character, so that way people can see the locations and everything. Because I feel like you could play the game, you could play the Dark Souls games and Demon Souls without experiencing everything, and you're still gonna have a good time. But there's so much to explore, and when you actually get to have these interactions, I think it enhances the experience.
Definitely.
And I think it wouldn't be that way had the story not been so caged, so aloof.
There's a lot to it. For me, at least, like being able to go through and find things that I didn't find the first time through, and just see what I discover. My story, like I was saying earlier, we kind of, this is our story. This is our this is what happened. Soul that came here, and you get to make decisions that may or may not affect things, and the characters that we are not able to save, or the characters that we or the characters that we will
Sure.
Is one of the things that I even take that. We will defeat you through your shield. Block all you want, it still does damage.
Yeah. Just a little bit. No, I agree, and that's one thing that, while it's still an RPG, because it gives you that, not only you have the choice of how to play, but you have the choice of, how to play your character from a stats perspective, but you make a lot of character choices throughout the game, choices that are your choice, and they're not my choice, and that's okay, where you can play, I don't remember on my playthrough if I did. I don't think I did Mistopheles, or if I did, I didn't do it completely.
Mistopheles is difficult to find, and the quest is a bit odd. The main one for me was the first time through. I was just trying to help everybody, that did not go well for the people in my world.
Because you didn't know, and that is an experience where you could play it the way that we're playing it, where I have kind of a checklist of, and I've having played the game before, I have a checklist of understanding of these are the things I want to do. I know I'm not going to be surprised, but also I think it helps if you don't want to. I wouldn't say it's a mistake, but it may be. if you want to be able to experience everything, you have to go with a guide. You have to look it all up. Otherwise, you're going to get a different experience.
And continuing to explore, continuing to make sure that you always have full health when there's a dragon nearby.
Sure. I was really pushing it there. I'm surprised he hasn't come by at all. I wonder if
It's
It has
possible
an-
that he's doesn't he have a second location?
The bridge, but we're not there yet. Maybe opening the gate is his trigger, and not the trigger is not that that we've defeated the boss, but that we have opened the
Open
Phalanx.
the gate, yeah.
That may be his trigger. Which
So the dragon's just waiting for you somewhere else.
yeah. Kind of let my magic regenerate. Not that I'm really going to use it in the boss fight, but I can use it here. There you go. And also like that before you kill the Phalanx, you can't level up. You have no way to cash out your souls.
Yeah. And
Well, I guess you could buy a bunch of grass or items and stuff.
yeah, but your first bit is, and your first boss fight is going to be a not scripted, but the experience of fighting the first boss is not affected by, well, I gotta get a level up or anything. It's just a, well, I gotta
Yep, you got to get good.
you gotta get fire.
That too. Fire, lots of fire, and that's the key to the boss. That's the key to his little minions here. Her, yep, that's true. Her, and I don't know if you saw in photo mode, which I don't think I'll try to capture here, but you can apparently see her. Oh, what was that?
No, you're
You can
alright.
see her. Her spirit, if you will, when you kill the Phalanx, and that's pretty cool.
Yes.
Who we're talking about is what's the character? Mulan. And again, I think that in the original, her gender wasn't specified, but when you get into the Black Phantoms, that's when you can tell.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell who she is, because you get to see her as a phantom as well.
Yes, and it has to do with, so the original understanding, because the game is and has only ever been recorded in English. I think aren't you supposed to be going down?
I am, but I realized I didn't regain my souls. They're right here.
Oh, that's
kind of
that's worth going back for. Okay.
I did that. I did
understand
that
now.
before. Yep, I did that before, and I don't know why. I don't know if they were just kind of hidden away from me, but it's also for some reason wasn't top of mind. But always get your souls back. That's a lot. That's a good amount for the beginning of the game. That's a good amount of currency of experience, and we're gonna use that.
Yes, we are.
soon. Yeah. And
So I think
Here we
all
go.
we got to do is open the gate, top off, and grab our fire bombs.
yep. And just add that to my. Let's see. 14. Yeah, I think
Oh
I'm
yeah,
good.
that's a,
You're gonna be fine. Also, I didn't think about this. Apparently, if you hold down your D-pad, yeah, it goes to your primary, which it apparently did that in the original, and I didn't know that.
very interesting.
It
Yeah,
goes to the first one.
there's been a couple of things that that we have found in the remake that
That was
on that dreadfully.
right there. Jeez.
Yo,
Puppy's definitely ready to ready to go outside. Hold on.
hooray, boss time.
Yeah. Let's kill this thing. Easy boss if you know how to do it. So I'll explain for those who want to know. Weak to fire. Also, the boss is inside the mound of phalanx things, and hitting with the sword is, it's okay. But hitting with fire, that's how you do it. So you can firebomb them, you can use fire on them individually to whittle them down. Different ways to do this. Do heal yourself though.
Yes. So generally I'm fighting this boss because firebombs have a are able to hit several at once. I find that very much.
Agreed. I like to do that, but I also like to take out a good chunk. That I feel like if you can get a little surgical with it. And obviously, there's no wrong way to do this. As long as you're using fire, you're doing it right. Sure. Yeah, and
Watch out to the left.
yeah, exactly. And the I think you still get the same amount of drops if you kill the Phalanx. If you don't have to kill all of the minions to get more drops, you'll still get it if I'm not mistaken. So
yeah, don't worry about that. But the individuals can stop life.
Okay.
So they have to
So you're telling me I should kill them all. Now, if I guess doesn't necessarily need it, but you could. I guess you get a little bit more.
We don't do a whole lot of upgrades, but if you're looking for a decent place.
Why not? Just a little bit here and there. And there it is. She dead, and you can hear her scream there, which they added.
And there's the outline. So capturing, like pausing at just the right time to get that could be difficult, but just being able to see the general outline as it folds up.
Yeah, enhances, tells the story, helps us understand the world, and that while we are killing demons, they did have a history, they did have a story, and hopefully we've spared them from some of that anguish.
But more importantly, we are more powerful, and we can go talk to the maiden.
Yes, we can. First, she'll tell us to talk to somebody else, and she's going to give us the cold shoulder. But it's okay. Yeah. It's progress.
Still best worth it.
Welcome back. The monumental awaits the above.
Not that I think they changed the dialogue or anything, but I don't remember Stockpile Thomas referring to her eyes being covered in wax in the original, so I'll have to go back and look at that.
The monumental will explain the Nexus to thee. The monumental awaits the above.
The Maiden in Black is
the
I'm
monumental
probably
will
going to butcher
explain
this, and I
the
apologize
Nexus.
for that, but it's Iveta Miradasilova, and her credits are Maiden in Black, and I believe she was the fire.
She was a firekeeper.
She was the plain doll, and the Maiden in Black, and so only the exclusives. I thought she was the Emerald Herald, but I guess not. But yeah, I like her voice and accent a lot, and yeah.
I think I missed it. Yeah, it's interesting how she only has done this, as opposed to, you know, having some other. It's almost like I don't know. It's almost like this is like she wasn't pursuing a career in acting, obviously.
Yeah.
That she was like, you know what? And I'm curious how she got tapped to do the Maiden in the first place.
Definitely.
Because sorry, answering someone's text at the same time. It's a great role, but it seems random. Similar to was the actress that played Daria in Beavis and Butthead was their secretary.
Yep.
It's like what, or like secretary or whatever, assistant, random, but it worked.
We have long awaited you, slayer of demons. I am one of the monumentals. We preserve the fabric of reality. There is a tale I wish to tell you.
And I'll stay quiet for this.
Once, we too a scourge of demons faced. In the distant past, under benevolent rule, the world was united owing to the soul arts. Until a lust for power caused the awakening of the Old One. Across the land seeped a colorless, deep fog, and the world faced extinction at the hands of the demons. Thanks be, we were able to lull the Old One back to its slumber, yet only after the loss of innumerable souls, and most of the world lost, erased by the fog. In order to mend the fabric of what lands still remained, we entrusted 6 leaders with 6 precious archstones. One to the king of a small yet industrious land. One to the king of the burrowers underground. One to the wise queen of the great ivory tower. One to the chieftain of lost and ill-fortuned souls. One to the shaman of the tempest-worshipping shadowmen. And the last to the great giants of the northern lands. The archstones were placed in the fringelands that survived. We contained the Old One here below the Nexus and prohibited the soul arts. Finally, we became monumentals, half-living sentinels of the fabric of reality. Alas, the other monumentals have perished, and only I remain. Now it is your turn. You must lull the Old One back to its slumber and seal it away for all eternity. If not, the deep fog will absorb all that we know. Have you the strength to bear this burden?
So I tested this. There's a dialogue difference, but it doesn't change the game. And I didn't think it would, but I did test it on a different character.
Interesting.
Yeah, but I'm gonna accept the mission because this character is about the light. It's about truly, you know, getting people right, getting the world back on the right path.
The Old One, without demons to feed its souls, will a new servant seek and lure you to its bosom.
And we will, actually, before we forget, I think that's all the dialogue.
We neutralized the Old One and banned the soul arts. Then we spread the archstones, and in order to mend reality, monumentals we became. However, man's memory of history is ever short, and before long he repeated his mistakes. The monumentals perished, and the archstones were long forgotten. And the short-sighted King Alant once again roused the Old One.
So King Alant caused all of this.
The monumentals perished, and the short...
And we can talk about that more next time, but before I forget, oh, there's an item over here. And then we're going to make sure we kill ourselves, because we want to keep that world tendency white.
So an interesting thing that I hadn't really noticed. I went back and compared the monumental speech to because it says, you know, the first day man was granted a soul, and then I mean that works.
Yeah, it does. I was just seeing if it's a ledge, but is there anything I'd hit?
Is there anything to catch? No.
I was thinking more, is there an item that I may have missed?
Gotcha.
But that's fine.
But the poison that it talks about showing up on the second day is I believe the Old One.
Okay.
Because King Alant doesn't. King Alant basically, from my understanding, is able to he's lured by the draw of power, and you know that rarely works out well for everyone. But
yep. And that's why he unleashed the Old One and caused basically all of this. I almost feel like there's an inevitability about, he felt like if the Old One was going to cause this at one point, and if he was the one to cause the Old One to do all these things, therefore he had the ultimate power. Almost like I don't know, like he knew that he couldn't on his own be that powerful, and that's why he is part of the Old One now, right? He's down there. If I'm not mistaken.
Yes, the true King Alant has been taken over by the Old One.
Yep.
But so talk to Cress and the maiden, and then head out.
Yep.
All right.
You've gone and died, have you? If you die here in Boletaria, your soul will return to this temple. Well, what'll you do next? Give up? That's what I did. I think I just lost my nerve for this kind of thing. Have you met the last surviving monumental? Those fools revived the Old One on a whim. And now, they've trapped us here in the Nexus in a desperate attempt to undo their mistake. It's all a travesty, if you ask me.
It is. But they sealed
You
them
came
away.
for demon souls? Or to
Right, but
save
the
this land
monumentals predate.
and be remembered as a
Yes.
hero?
The monumentals predate.
It's all the
King
same.
Alant, and
You're just
the
another
monumentals
prisoner
were
of the
meant to be kept
Nexus.
here in the Nexus, and so
We're welcome here.
so Crespro is
As long
he's despondent, but he's also like he didn't have the ability to be informed necessarily. I mean, I guess he could have
Sure.
gone and talked to the monumental, but but yeah, he is misinformed here.
Yep. Yes, he is. Let's talk to our maiden.
Brave soul, for whom death is no fear. Prithee, lull the Old One back to its ancient slumber.
And now we can actually level up.
What
And
is
we're not
it?
going to use
Seekest thou the power of souls?
no,
I
wrong
understand.
button.
Pray forgive me. Perhaps I thought wrongly of you. I am sorry.
No, don't apologize.
I don't know that I've ever seen that
I
dialogue.
have always been here in this Nexus. I was here when the Old One awakened, and I will be here when it rests once more. What is it? Seekest thou the power of souls? Of course.
Yeah, I don't think I had either.
After all, thou requirest strength. Go ahead. Touch the demon inside me. Let these vagabond souls become thine own.
Well, if you insist.
Soul of the mind, key to life's ether. Soul of the lost, withdrawn from its vessel.
I don't think we need 10 strength. I can't remember offhand. We definitely want a little bit more intelligence to get our second spell. And then magic. So we can hit that. I don't think we need 10 strength for our weapons, so I think we're good on this. What do you think? Good?
I would say drop magic 1 down and put strength up to 10 because 10 is a significant number for several weapons.
Okay. That works.
And that way we can continue to make sure that all the content gets to be seen.
Mm-hmm. And my magic capacity increased.
Hooray!
Myself. I'm only here to tend to each flame. I keep the candles lit and serve the brave demon slayers who are trapped here.
Yay.
I keep the candles lit and serve the brave demon slayers who are trapped here.
So we will continue
Art thou
next time.
finished? May thy strength help the world be mended.
Yep, so we'll continue next time into a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Tomorrow, sorry, not tomorrow. Next time will be a little bit of a mixed bag. I think we're going to go into the tunnels. We're going to see Ostrava.
Then we're going to go into different tunnels and see fire things.
Yes, we are. So until next time, bye-bye.